Some amazing things going on.
Tell me about it.
Well, TKHC is getting ready to take this journey, kind of like a new journey, though. I know you're looking at me like a journey, but we've been in ministry for 14 years, and now we're getting ready to walk this new kind of path that we want to share kind of with everybody.
But what makes this path so different?
Well, that's a great question, Pastor, because this path is so new because it's the fulfillment of vision.
Vision?
Yes, vision.
Whose vision?
Your vision. So listen, we want to encourage you to follow us during this journey. It's called the new TKHC New Journey. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be adventurous. We're going to use some hammers, some nails, and all that good stuff.
Oh, do you mean a Habakkuk 2:2 vision?
Yes. You know about that, to write it plain. We made the vision plain.
We made it plain.
And it's going to speak.
It's going to speak.
It's getting ready to speak. But we want you to follow this journey with us. So we kind of invite you as our family abroad,
yes.
our Facebook family, our social media family. We want you to follow this podcast. Listen. Register, sign up, whatever you have to do, follow the new journey of TKHC 2021. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to share some information that's going to blow your mind, because they're going to realize and come to know just how amazing our God is.
Amazing. Awesome God.
He's awesome.
Awesome God.
So we invite you as I'm co-pastor and
I'm pastor
of Thy Kingdom Has Come International Ministries for 14 years of ministry. And we are so excited about this brand new podcast that we're getting ready to bring to you. Listen, you're going to be the first to hear all the good information.
And it's good.
Coming
good info.
It's good. It's good stuff. It's the good gospel.
Good
How about
gospel.
that? So God is being faithful to us, and we want to share the great news. And hopefully, you will come aboard and partner and be a part of this journey with us.
Yes.
So, without further ado, we start our journey now. Wow. What's new in the kingdom? The journey is new. After 14 years, we are getting ready to build. We're getting ready to build from the ground up.
Yes.
We've been praying.
Yes.
We've been fasting for this day, and God has allowed us the opportunity to begin to build from the ground up. And we're not building with us in mind. We're building with our community in mind.
Yes.
So what do you say about that, Pastor? To letting the community know we're coming to serve them in a more excellent way.
Yes, it is now the manifestation of what we've already been planting, what we've planted into for 14 years.
Yes.
God is so awesome. He said, though the vision tarry, wait for it.
Wait for it.
Habakkuk 2:2 has so many facets to it because it shall surely come to pass.
Yes.
And what that does also, it increases one's faith, not only the leaders, but the laymen that believe, that trust in that God will do and perform what he says he's going to do. So the journey is awesome right now. We're like infants, but then again, we're not.
Right. So, Pastor, what you're saying to the people that's watching this podcast is faith is the number one thing? Faith. Put that down. Faith is the number one thing for anything that you're believing and trusting God for in your life. You got to have faith. So that's the faith. That's the first thing we want to say. So we're building from the ground up. So we're extremely excited. We got some exciting news to share. You are going to literally walk this journey. You're going to have to sometimes put on your hard hats with us.
Yes.
You're going to have to get your shovels out. You're going to have to get your hammers out. Listen, you're going to walk this journey with us step by step by step. Hopefully, you know that the kingdom is coming up from the ground up, and you are a part of it.
And another thing to understand why we wanted to share with you all, because vision is not for the individual. Vision is for the people.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing about what vision is for the body. For anyone, if God gives a vision to an individual, it's not for them to keep. And there's one thing about it is that you should be willing to expose and let others know what God is doing. That's what vision is.
Right.
So there were those that are on the outskirts that want to come in on the entrails of what God is doing will be able to see.
Right. So this is going to be like a city that can't be hidden.
A city that cannot place upon a hill.
Yes, God. So listen, we're excited. So that's kind of but you're going to get to follow along. So that's the exciting part, right? So you want to ask any question. You don't have to make phone calls. So what happened? Just go and check the podcast out.
Check the podcast.
Yes. Wow. Ministry during a pandemic, Pastor, has been interesting, right?
Yes.
Well, you know what the amazing thing, though? We've seen a lot of increase.
Yes. And that's my thing. Ministry during a pandemic, because that's where you put your faith in. It should be.
Yes.
We witness has been bountiful, fruitful.
Yes, God.
During a pandemic, because why? During a pandemic, we subject ourselves to thinking that you should have less during a pandemic. We've become accustomed to thinking that we should have less and lack when you're in a pandemic. But if God be for you, who can be against you?
Yes.
So with that being said, we're stepping out and we're being those that know their God and know that they're God's people. He said, if you will be my people, I will be your God. So we're experiencing the fruitfulness.
The overflow.
Yes. The fruitful overflow of trusting and believing God during the pandemic, because he said that I will do the impossible.
Yes.
And exceedingly abundantly. You know, when others thought that you should have less, I'm going to bless you with more.
Yes, indeed. And you know, it's amazing because ministry looks to us during the pandemic. Pastor, 2020, January 2020, God said, start a virtual church.
Yes.
We started a virtual church. Oh my God, we had no idea that it was going to have such a tremendous impact to the body of Christ. There are people that are sitting at home watching us now that don't have a church home.
No church.
And we just went to reaching out to those to join our virtual church. And I mean, the response was phenomenal. So we started a virtual church during the pandemic along with our church that had already been established for 14 years. So at the same time, God was building both of these mechanisms.
Who does that? Who does that?
Who does that? God is amazing. So the pandemic, for so many lives that have been lost, God has really increased the kingdom.
Yes.
And we want to cause this buildup of this increase to touch every community that's in the Cobb County area, because we do understand that you lost loved ones. We do understand that there are things and changes that you had to go through during the pandemic, that the church is, and that we are sensitive to the needs of the people, and we're coming to the community to serve you.
And not only that, you know, during the pandemic, many that we've witnessed and understand are reacquainting themselves back with who God is to them.
Yes.
You're becoming reacquainted with the awesomeness of God during the pandemic. And this is so awesome with the virtual church that he's allowed TKHC to become a part of.
Yes. That's the interesting part. So we're excited about what God is doing. And so it's our next, right?
It's our next.
Ooh, drum roll. And the answer to that is yes. We have the land. God blessed us with 5 acres of land to build his vision. To start. To build his vision out. And we're excited about what God is doing. That's the number of grace for me. That's the significance of God being a part of in this project.
Yes.
So listen, we're in phase 1. The land has been identified and possessed.
Yes.
Isn't that good news? That's phenomenal to me. And so now we have to clear the land and start building. So we're excited about that. But most of all, we're excited about that God is a man and he just cannot lie.
He cannot lie.
He cannot lie. If he said it, he will do it. I'm telling you, God is a promise keeper.
Yes.
He keeps his promises to his very own. And God is never without provision for a vision.
And, you know, to give you all an idea now, 5 acres, somebody saying, well, that's not a lot. Let me give you a little indication on what an acre does.
Saying that.
No, but what an acre is, so you can get some idea of an acre. You can build on a half acre, you can build 5,000 4,000 to 5,000 square foot home on a half acre and still have an extension of land remaining. Right. And this is on a half acre. So you know how big, just to give an idea about a 4,000 square foot home.
Yes, yes.
We're talking about 6 bedrooms.
Are you trying to dream about one of them homes one day? How do you know those statistics, Pastor?
No, you have to understand. So to give you an idea
can live up in there
on how much God can produce on 5 acres.
Yes, sir.
On 5 acres. So we give God all the glory for that, just to start with 5 acres.
Yes. And I went and investigated what can fit in an acre. So if you look at 1 acre of entire football field, including the end zone, is 1 acre. So just think 5 football fields. And that's what we're going to be building, this massive vision. We've always never been without vision. And so God gave us this vision 14 years ago, literally. And now he's given the provision for the land to come forth to build. Yes. And we're going to take it in phases, but it's going to be exciting. Our sanctuary is in our first phase after we clear the ground. So we are excited.
We are excited.
Yes.
And we want you all to witness our journey with us.
Yes. So this is what we're going to do is we're going to invite all of them to join the journey with us. So you heard it here first. TKHC New Journey Begins. This is where our podcast, and this is where you're going to get all the prevalent information. Don't go gossiping. Don't go wondering. Don't go thinking, well, I wonder where it's going to come up. Don't worry about that. Check the podcast out. Stay tuned. Absolutely. And you'll have all the information that you need to know about TKHC New Journey takes Cobb County by force.
Yes, because the naysayer cannot give you what has come directly from the pastor, the leader's mouth.
Yes.
So don't listen to the naysayers.
Never.
Join us on our podcast, and we're inviting you to follow us on the journey.
Yes.
Because God is so awesome. Right. God would never, in His word says, God is never going to embarrass Himself.
Right. And Pastor, we need to add to that, not only that you follow our podcast, but we are going virtual. Our church, meaning our church, our building and everything, we're going total virtual the first Sunday in September.
Yes.
So first Sunday in September will be totally virtual. So you'll be getting sermons live and virtual. You'll be getting all of that firsthand until further notice. Okay. So we're going total virtual. So we have a virtual church. And our regular church, we will be total virtual as well. Yes. So we are going into this new season for the next 12 months. Follow this podcast. It's going to be exciting.
Praise God.
So listen, we bid you adieu. Thank you for joining us today. Yay. TKHC New Journey. Join our podcast. You heard it here first. Listen, we got the land all for the glory of God.
For the glory of God.
Watch God move on our behalf. God bless you.
God bless you.
We are kingdom.
We are kingdom.
God bless you.